Welcome to some nerd stuff. Thank you for joining us. We are excited to be back. If you're a fan of this content and you've enjoyed a few of these episodes, please hit that subscribe button. Like the show.
If you don't subscribe, which one is my camera? I feel like
that one's your camera. That one's your camera.
He's gonna be in your room at 3 a.m. And we've talked about how he gets down.
Yeah, murder prime. You don't want none of the heat.
You really want that?
And keep the comments coming. We've gotten a lot of comments lately because people don't want to hear what we say.
Oh, yeah, this is gonna be a controversial one too.
They think that we don't know what we're talking about.
This one's gonna be controversial.
Because I just started putting out the shorts from the last episode we recorded.
Mm-hmm.
A moment of honesty. I never released it.
Oh.
But it was because there was a lot going on in life. I edited it like 50%. So it didn't get like the bells and whistles. But I was like, there's a lot of good content in here. So it's gone into shorts.
But the cookies.
It's gone into shorts.
The cookies get the
that's a 15-minute
bells, whistles, and the bows. And
you don't even watch it. You don't know what goes on in that podcast.
I don't got to.
You don't know what's happening.
No.
I did do a nice little funny gag at the beginning of it
of course you did.
Because somebody was freestyling over there.
I wish they weren't so specialty because I think it'd be a funny prank to be like, oh, okay, to get like the Miss Butterworth's cookies and just be like, here's the cookies this week, but they're so specialty. It would be like, what?
Yeah, like it's like everybody knows the flavors. Yeah. Oh, I'll talk about that later. Anyways, so we have a tech heavy episode because it's what is it? What's
Techtober.
It's Techtober.
Techtember.
Techtober. There's just a lot of things releasing and coming out, and new technology all over the place, and rumors of new technology, and the rumor mills on every piece of technology that's supposed to come out is like gone crazy. First things first, before we get into our topics, which we'll get into the new iPhone. Don't worry. Tre has some new equipment that he wants to show us, and then
No.
What? Oh, you don't want to show?
There.
Huh?
I don't want to start there.
No, we're not starting there. But I'm just letting them know what we're going to talk about.
Oh, okay.
And then there's some other there's other sad news for the podcast, but anyways, I don't know if how much you've been paying attention to the news lately, the gaming news. Somebody at Xbox accidentally released 10 years worth of like emails and stuff. It was about that FCC thing, about them buying Activision Blizzard, and they were supposed to redact all the information and they didn't redact it. It was like a refresh on the Xbox. They wanted to buy Nintendo. They wanted to buy Capcom. They're like all these like a roadmap from 2020 to 2030. Of course, they came out and they're like, "Oh well, plans changed. These were made during the pandemic. We're excited to tell you the news as it comes, but whatever." There was
for everyone else that's here, I'm not ignoring him. I'm pulling up this article, so that way we have everything right there,
so people won't be questioning. And then on top of that, Sony just got hacked
again.
Yeah, not as bad as like we're turning all your servers off and no one can play video games and we're rummaging through all the emails. But yeah, they don't know what they have, but they're trying to ransom it for like money.
They better pay it because my information is on there.
That's the nervous part. Is like, oh man, all of our credit cards are ruined.
I think the first one I was not. I think the first one I still just had access.
The last big one, the last really 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 big one was that Sony hack. When the PS3 era, they shut everything down.
I was on Xbox at that point.
Yeah, that one was bad.
I flip-flopped a lot.
Yeah, you did or you do?
I did. Past tense.
We'll see. We'll see. No. I don't try to predict the future with you anymore about what you're going to do.
According to the roadmap, this is not true. But as of right now, Xbox just doesn't have anything to offer.
I mean, they just had Starfield to come out. I haven't played it yet. I have Game Pass. I just because I got my PS5 recently. I've been stuck on my PS5. My Xbox is not even plugged in.
That's how it is for most people that have both. It's like Game Pass has been there for 4 years, and it's like they put one game out a month. It feels like so. It's like once you've played through what you're gonna. Sorry. Once you play through, once you're gonna play through, it's just kind of like. When's the next big game coming out? Microsoft. Oh, you guys don't do that anymore? Yikes. Okay.
I mean, Well, they messed up on that other game, that the other big game that was supposed to come out. That was a flop. And then one of their big, like 2 months ago, one of their big things was Grand Theft Auto 5 is back. Okay, 10 years old, but I guess I'll keep playing it.
Right.
But yeah, the Sony one, they were supposed to be dripping stuff like information out to like threaten them so they'll pay. But honestly, it doesn't. It can't. Doesn't. Sony's a big company. It's not even necessarily just gaming stuff. It could be like movies, and they have a lot of stuff going on. It could just be patents. Like for like boring tech things, like for no one really knows.
Sony Xperia phone.
the new Xperia phones.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what's going on in the news.
So let's go cliff notes here with Techtember so far. I feel like I'm not centered on the camera. Google Pixel 8 leaked by Google themselves.
They always leak it.
At this point, it's an every year thing.
Yeah, they always. The Google leaks.
The same design from last year, but tweaked, and with another camera lens on it. And
they're adding another lens. That's big for.
It's just like 6 dots now.
That's big for Pixel.
And then, the Pixel Fold, which all the people were doing like the tech demos with, over the summer. That's a thing that's going to be releasing to the public fully.
Oh wait, the Fold never came out, or no, it came out. So is this version 2?
Oh, I don't know. I just read the article.
Oh.
New Pixel watches. If anyone cares about that.
They need a new Pixel watch because the last one wasn't very good.
And then you have all your Apple stuff, but before we get there, we'll go with Nothing. They have a new company. It's going to be called CFM. What that stands for, I have no clue. We'll find out eventually.
Wait, Nothing it was bought by that, or they're making another company?
It's an offshoot of their own company. And
they're offshooting already? They haven't even got their shit together.
And they're going to put out tech for their products and at a cheaper price. It's going to be, from what I'm hearing, it's going to be a combination of tech and fashion together.
Oh man, they're gonna have. We're coming back with the hoodie with the headphones in it again.
No, I don't think they're gonna do that. Right now, they're saying they have a watch that they're working on that's gonna be like, I think they said like sub 150 for that watch.
Is the like what is we know what their stuff looks like for the phone. It's very basic and it's like has the lights on the back. But I wonder how they're gonna aesthetically do a watch. And I know they're doing the headphones are see through as well.
Clear. I think that's just what it's gonna be. Is just clear. Or
that's gonna get tiresome.
I mean, they gotta. Right now, they're kind of trying to establish everything.
Yeah, their brand.
You say that, but it's like Apple's aesthetic is stark white, like a hospital.
Yeah, that's true.
That's their aesthetic, and nobody's gone like, well, I'm tired of white, and people do, and they're like, just like, oh, well, you're gonna buy these AirPods again, so
that's true.
Does it really matter?
I have the white. What the Samsung ones? I don't even think about it to be honest.
Yeah, it's just like you buy it and then that's like the product you're using, and then we got some new games coming out. Mortal Kombat 1 was either just released or will be releasing soon.
I wish I cared.
I'm gonna buy it eventually. Eventually, I'll own that game. I just don't really want to buy it right now. And then Spider-Man releases in a few weeks.
Oh, I know. I feel like that one I'm buying day one.
That's been back on my TikTok, the Spider-Man stuff, so that's exciting.
Yeah, I replayed half of Miles Morales. And then I replayed all of Spider-Man and all the DLC, all 3 DLC, and 100% in everything. So I'm ready. I'm ready for more Spider-Man.
New game coming out. Play the new game only.
I'm excited because there's like PS5 tweaks in Miles Morales that even in the remaster for the PS5 that the old Spider-Man doesn't have, because obviously they're taking that one and they're pushing it up. So I'm excited to get like the full experience on a full game, not like a 15-hour experience. Did you hear the rumor about a new God of War experience? There's a big rumor, and we speculated about this when the game came out, but there's supposed to be like a Miles Morales style, not style as in the type of game, but a smaller game for Atreus.
Nope. Keep it.
I don't know. I want to see what it is. I don't think they're gonna put out trash.
I understand.
Do you think that they're gonna put out trash?
Just don't make it like the sections of his in the game.
No, please flesh it out to something better.
I'm like right before the first one on the New Game Plus, and I haven't touched it in like a month and a half because I just don't want to deal with it.
I have the same problem.
I don't want to deal with that section.
I'm excited from just like the story perspective and stuff, and to see where Trace goes and like what.
Yeah, well, I just need them to pace it better.
Yeah, like I'm at the one where is it the first one? Maybe I'm at the first one too. When he's leaving the house, the tree house, and they're gonna sneak back to go see.
That's the first one.
No, maybe I'm on the second one, because I've already found Tyr. So I think it's the second. Is that the first one? That's the first one? Yeah. And I'm like, I'm in the same. And as soon as he ducked behind that thing, I'm like, oh, pause.
The first one is you go to Ironwood, and you have that whole section.
Oh, man.
And the second
that takes
one,
forever.
You're in Asgard. And the first Asgard section sucks, too. And then every time after that you go to Asgard, it's cool. Like, at least you're doing stuff. And it's brief sections.
When you have to go to Hell. Not Hell, the fiery one. Not...
Well, you go to Helheim and Muspelheim.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But Helheim is second. That's the one where it ends. But, like I said, those sections aren't bad. It's just that, like, 2-hour section in Ironwood. That's just like...
Yeah, the Ironwood. When you were complaining about it the first time, I think it was right when New Game Plus came out, and I was all, it's not that bad. It's not that... And then I went and played it. I was like, oh, yeah, this is boring.
I was playing it first, because I remember I bought it first day, and I was, like, getting through it really well. And then I got to that section, and I was telling you, because I think you had caught up, and I was like, this section sucks. I can't do it.
It's all story. It's just like 2 hours of story.
I think that's when you like caught up to me and eventually surpassed where I was in the game, because I was just like, I don't want to play this.
Yeah, you're right. I wish maybe they should have made it to where you can just skip those whole sections.
I agree.
It's just fine. Whatever.
So at least just let me skip the cutscenes.
I know. Non-skippable cutscenes. That's why I like Spider-Man. Spider-Man, you could just skip all the cutscenes.
It's like, if I want to hear Spider-Man do a quip with this guy, I can. But if I don't really. I just need to get to the next section.
Yeah, some of the Kingdom Hearts games are like that. And there's a lot. Sometimes there's like 20 minutes of cutscenes. I gotta see it every time I play it? But anyways.
Mortal Kombat is like that, but it's cool because other than that, it's just fighting. Like, there's no gameplay.
I'm excited to play an actual... This is the only thing I'm excited about for Mortal Kombat is playing an actual PS5 ready fighting game. Because sometimes I don't like fighting games because obviously it's just fighting, right? But I hate that it's like I was playing Tekken 5, which is an old game. It's like PS4. And I feel like I'm waiting to fight longer than I'm fighting. And I don't like that. I need really quick load screens.
You didn't play Mortal Kombat 11 on PS5?
No.
Oh, that one was like pretty quick. Mortal Kombat's one of those games where I shouldn't be good at it, but I am. Like, X was like but like 11, I'm actually like pretty good at the game for some reason. I don't know why.
I was way better at like 9 and X than when we got into the last one.
Like the one that I wasn't allowed to play when I was a kid.
Oh.
I was like that one. I didn't beat that one until I had it on the Vita. I got it on the PS Vita.
Oh, that's like the Nintendo Switch version that they have now. The Vita one.
Exactly. I remember I had it on Xbox 360, and I was like, "Oh damn! Like, this looks okay," you know. And the cutscenes, I don't know. I don't remember which one I played first. Oh yeah, I do. It was the Xbox 360. I think I played that one first.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that not being a huge drop off from the cutscenes to the gameplay. And then you did the Vita version, and it was like the cutscenes were pretty cool, and then the gameplay, and it's just like, oh, what is this? What am I looking at?
I feel bad for anybody who's only has a Switch and they're buying that Mortal Kombat 1.
Anyone would do that.
It's just
like I don't.
I just seen the comparisons. I was just like,
I want to know what that Venn diagram is, to where it's like people who play Mortal Kombat, people whose only console is a Switch. How much overlap is that?
I think it's just like a kid thing.
I understand that, but why are kids playing Mortal Kombat?
Because their parents just be like, especially if it's digital, and they're like, "Can I get $60 on the digital for the Nintendo digital store?" And they're like, "Okay." And you just buy it. You don't have to show a credit, or you don't have to show an ID to buy it on the store. So, I think it's just those kids.
Okay, minus kids. I wonder what that Venn diagram looks
It's
like.
after like 10 to 11, it's gone. There's nobody. There's no crossover.
It's like this. It's here, and then it's like here.
The only people
like that.
The only people who will buy it who are not kids are in 2 years when it's like on sale for like $5, and they're like, huh?
Like Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, like
I remember I almost bought that. I think I did buy it on Switch, because I think the Ultimate Edition was like $10, and I was like, I like this game enough to where playing it on mobile would be cool.
Yeah, I own it on Xbox
I don't think I ever
because of that.
downloaded it. I think it's on my Switch digital console still, so I need to download.
Which you don't have a Switch, so
yeah. Well, I have the account at least, so
yeah. Until the servers turn off, you'll be fine.
Right.
So let's get into the first. Let's get into the Apple stuff.
Blaze through the Apple stuff. So TLDR, because why would you listen to an Apple event? We got a new watch, and it saves people's lives, and it's the exact same as the old one, except for it has a 9 on it, and a better processor.
Oh yeah, I forget what their watch processor is. A new one, huh?
Yeah, that's it. Oh, the new watch Ultra, same thing, except for brighter screen. Actually, the screen on that hits 2,000 nits, which is impressive. A watch screen hitting 2,000 nits.
But you need it when you're in the ocean.
Yeah, exactly, right? So,
when you're deep sea diving or whatever you're supposed to do with that watch.
That part is pretty impressive. 2,000 nits, that's like what the Samsung Ultra hits, is like 2,000. So that's rather impressive.
How long does the battery last on that?
Days, I think. I don't know.
Even when you're at max?
Oh, I don't know. Nobody's tested it yet. It's a watch. Nobody cares that much. You want them to care that much about a watch?
How many people do you think own that watch that just want the newest best thing?
I know at least one.
That paid like, what is it, like 500? 700? A grand?
It's like 800, I think.
Oh, that's still too much for a watch. I had the Wise watch,
Apple Watch Ultra.
which is like a $40 smartwatch.
These are the top results.
Cayete.
And I love that thing.
Yeah, 800.
That's crazy. Go get a Wise watch. If you don't have a really, it does.
It's
It
not
does.
good quality.
It does what, the Wise one?
Mm.
Well, no, it's low. It's $40.
Yeah, and you get what you pay for. Now, what I will tell you to do, you people listening, is if you own a Samsung, you need to go on Amazon and you need to get you a Samsung Watch 3. Yeah, because we're on 5 now. Samsung Watch 3.
Physical.
Used on either bezel, and that would be like $120, $100, and it does all the same things because there's nothing hardware new about it. Like my Watch 5 and the watch that you have, the 4, does the same thing because there's nothing new.
Yeah, I think she has the 5, and it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, so that's what I will tell you. And if you have the Apple Watch, same thing. Get a Series 6 or older.
You know, the good part about them not changing the design of it every year is a lot of these things are like the pieces are interchangeable for the bands and stuff. That's the only good part. But yeah, I don't know like how much you expect coming out of your watch, because like I've been running one for like a year now. I think it's been a year, and I like it. It's like part of the ecosystem. I understand like that part, and it'll help with my notifications, because if anything my wrist will vibrate. But like I'm not doing anything too complicated.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I listen to music off the watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I need to charge my phone, I'll just like listen to music off the watch from a downloaded stuff.
It's designed to be a helper. That's why spending $800 for a helper is like, oh, what
it better be a whole phone at that point.
Right? What are we doing at this point? But yeah, that's what I would recommend you do, is go get a used refurbished one with Amazon warranty on. That's what you should do. And then we got new AirPods. Mm-hmm. They're USB-C.
It's nice. Thank you, Europe. Thank you, Europe. That's who got us everything. Right? This USB-C revolution. We're finally there.
And then we get all the new iPhones, and the iPhone 15 has the same chip as last year, and a slightly different design. Not really though.
Yeah, this is the year people really turned on Apple. It seemed like the memes were really like, it's the same thing. Which, like, for the most part, it's always kind of the same thing.
If you're not buying a Pro, you really got to be looking for things to buy. Which, I mean, first of all, if you're not buying a Pro iPhone, what are you even doing? Like,
There's people who don't need the Pro.
No, there's not. There's not people who don't need the Pro. Everybody needs a Pro. If you're gonna know, because hear me out, I'm gonna justify it. If you're gonna spend $800, right? So let's just go with the base models for everything. You're gonna spend $700 for a 64 gigabyte iPhone with a 60 hertz display and 2 cameras on it. Why would you not spend $900 for the Pro with 3 cameras on it, 120 hertz and all that stuff? And I know what you're going to say.
People don't care.
And I understand that. But then you got to think about the fact that people are buying these on contract. They're not even paying. That's not even coming out of their pocket for real. That is a number.
I think it's just whatever one they already had, they're going to get. If they already had Pro models, they're going to get the Pro model. If they had the regular one, they're just going to get it.
Stupid.
That's like a weird argument. No, and if it's stupid or not, it's just.
It is, and hold on. Let me pause this real quick. My frustration is really with Apple because of the product that they put out. I know that I framed it like that, like it was on the consumer. Mm-hmm. It's not really on the consumer. It's on Apple for making such an inferior product. Whereas if you look at, example, the 23 line in Samsung.
I don't know what that noise was. Did you?
Your headphone cord went from the ground to the whatever.
I was like, what was that? That scared me.
The S23 line, right? Mm-hmm. There's no compromises from the S23 to the Ultra. It's just you're paying for different things.
Oh yeah, no, there's no compromise. You're just getting extra.
Yeah, you're paying for 2 extra cameras. You're paying for that moon zoom shot. And,
that fake ass thing.
Right, and what the other camera, I forget what it's called. You're paying for the more boxy design and the S Pen and the curved display. Like, you're paying for extras. Whereas, honestly, the iPhone Pro is like really the base one. And I don't know if you've been aware of this shift that Apple's done. They have shifted to where their Pro line is their base one. And the other ones are really just ladders
or like SEs.
No, not those. That's a whole different market.
Oh,
the Pro, like just the number 15. You're getting the 15, not the 15 Pro. The 15 is really like their mid-range phone, or it's their ladder. So it's like, example, the 15 Plus, right? Oh yeah. So let's talk about the product first before we get into the controversy. All the 15 lines have the chip from last year in the Pros, the 17, I think, or the 18. 17. They all have dynamic island, smaller bezels, and a slightly different finish. Rather than like a glass, it's like a velvet on the back. Whatever. Pastel colors, weird, right? But people are going to enjoy it. It's cool. The Pro has bigger cameras, slightly smaller bezels, slightly smaller dynamic island, like it just takes up less space, and then that new titanium it's built in with titanium on it.
Oh my! Have you seen these commercials?
It's stupid. Everything in the line is USB-C now, right? So that's
not because they wanted to, because they had to.
Again, the iPhone 15 line, not the Pro. The 15 is just USB-C cord to cord. And the Pro is Thunderbolt 3 with power delivery and faster charging speed.
Yeah.
Not charging speed, but transfer speed.
Yeah, they basically, the regular ones, they made it the same speed as the lightning cable, right? Yeah.
It says they changed the port.
No one could win.
No, yeah, exactly, right. And then it's like the cord, and here's the kicker for the Pro. The cord that they put in the box isn't a Thunderbolt 3 cord. You gotta buy the Thunderbolt 3 cord. That one is just a normal charge cord. You gotta buy the good cord.
So are they making it to get the most out of your charging? Do you have to buy it from Apple, or is it?
Yeah.
So they put like proprietary stuff in there.
Very much what they are. Well, I don't know if they did that yet, but that's very much what they're getting at. And then we'll get to a controversy next, and what they're saying about it. Anyway, back to the debate we're having.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, the SE and those models are like budget models, or they're niche products, like kind of in the same category as like the Samsung FEs, where it's like people aren't really. We're not going to advertise this.
Well, it's not for our markets, really. It's really like their European markets or the Indian markets, or.
Well, I'm not necessarily. I'm just saying like that's like a niche product, like the SE. It's a small phone. It's the only iPhone that has a home button that still puts out. Like, you're only buying that if you refuse to get a phone without a home button. If you're one of those people.
We know one of those people.
That fits all your boxes. You should get it, by the way, person.
Yeah. I just seen him at his kid's birthday party, and he buzzed it out his phone, and it was like the red. Well, I was like, and it looked new still. It didn't look bad. I was like surprised at how good it looked, because I think it's a 6.
Yo, cuz I know your phone battery be lasting about 45 minutes. Just go ahead and upgrade to the SE2.
His studio's top of the line. His phone is like the shittiest thing you could have.
All right, go ahead and upgrade yourself to the SE2 or 3. It's everything you want. Got the physical home button. Yeah. You heard it here.
He'll never get a new one with no switch for the...
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. That's the other thing, is that it's a mute button on the 15 Pros.
Magic button.
Is that what it's called?
I think it's called the magic button. You know they name everything.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's magic button.
Yeah. Anyway, they should call it the dynamic button with the dynamic island.
Maybe it is dynamic.
No, it's not.
It's
I
not?
just said that right now.
That's better.
Yeah, the dynamic button.
I was like, that's better. Are you sure they didn't name it that?
You can integrate it to like, okay, whatever. I'm not giving Apple free.
They won't take it. Don't worry.
I give brands who need it free promo, not Apple. But anyway, dynamic island, and then you can push things to the dynamic island through that. So like, let's say you're working on Spotify, instead of closing the app with like swiping, you just press the dynamic button and it goes to that where you can see it, whatever.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
that would have been cool.
Yeah.
You should have been on the design board. Not there, because they wouldn't have wanted your... That's too nice.
Right.
Maybe next year.
Right.
So controversies.
Okay. Are we there yet? I talked about that you didn't have anything to add to that.
You know, I'm gonna have the same complaints that anybody who doesn't have iPhone has about iPhone, and it's just like, I feel like it's only getting more egregious, like the little tweaks they're making to make it seem like you need to, instead of like, Apple could just make a cool ass product that everybody will want, but it feels like that they're in the market now of like giving a small percentage of people the product they want and then forcing everybody else to get it, waiting for everybody to buy it, and then coming out with the next product that's for the other small. And you see it not just with their phones, but with the tablets and with the desktops. Like they just came out with a 16-inch Air, a Mac Air, I think. People have been wanting that for years.
15-inch.
15-inch. Yeah, people have been wanting that size for years, and they finally make it. But like,
shout out to MKBHD for spearheading that.
Yeah. But it's like, and it feels like too late, because like
people already spent thousands on a MacBook.
Yeah, and then it's like, but then I'm gonna lose functionality if I don't have a MacBook Pro. And then, well, what if I'm an iPad user now because I swapped over to the iPad and got the Pro version? It just doesn't feel good as a consumer.
I almost bought a MacBook today. I almost did.
You would have got used to it, but it's different.
It's different, and the only reason why I say that is because, so this is a side quest that we'll get to at the end, but you'll know the context before. I follow this page called Fat Kid Deals, shout out him, on Twitter, and he posts random deals and stuff like that, like Amazon mess ups with pricing, deals, stuff like that, right? And he posted a M1 MacBook with like 180 like left for $497.
That was really good.
And
there's nothing wrong with the M1 chip.
No, it's great.
It's like amazing.
Yeah, right. And so with the context of what's happening, I was like, ooh, I might want to jump on that. But then I thought about it and I was like, I'm not going to make an impulse decision. I need to go through the steps.
It's more of a problem now that you're not deep in. When you were deep in the ecosystem, it would have made more sense because everything would have been interconnected. You would have been. You would have had.
There was that part too.
Yeah, you would have been all interconnected, other than AirPods, because you don't like AirPods.
No, I actually did like the Pros when I had them. The Pros.
But didn't you get rid of them fast? Didn't you get? Weren't you on?
Once I sold the phone, yeah.
Oh, I thought you weren't using I thought you weren't using the AirPods when you were you.
No, I was.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, uh, yeah, you said okay. So controversies. So a lot of people are highly upset, and I was too. Not really, but I kind of was, because the iPhone 15s are only 60 hertz still. They're 1080p 60 hertz.
On the Pro models?
No, not the Pro. The
Oh.
other ones. And people are like, and yeah, you have people schmeat writing, because I can't say the real word, Apple on Twitter, and it's just like, no, like, just because the average consumer, whatever that means, won't tell the difference, whatever that means, doesn't mean that Apple shouldn't do it. Like, it can't be costing them more at this point.
No.
It can't be costing them more. Honestly, in 2023, it's probably just software. Like, let's just be honest about the tech we have. It's probably just a software thing. They could turn a switch.
Oh, you're saying it's the same panel.
Yeah.
It's the same panel, but they just change the inside to where it can't actually access it. That's funny. I wouldn't be shocked.
Because think about it like this. You can turn on the settings on your phone. Like, you can take your phone out right now and put it to 60 hertz if you wanted to. Or you can keep it at the dynamic or 120.
Yeah. Well, I like the...
So, it's the same. They're just not putting it on there because what? It's supposed to be a ladder. You're supposed to say, oh, if you care about that, you're coming from Android and you're used to 120. Oh, you can't get
You
this.
need premium, boy. You need that premium.
To keep that 120 that you're used to. Right?
But I do gotta even... the only shout out I have to do is, like, I don't know what it is about those Apple animations since the beginning. Like, even a 60 hertz, their animation, you're messing with their screen, it's still really smooth. It's smoother than anything on Android at that level.
At that level. Well, we'll talk about that later. But, yes, I was very upset about that. And in this search for a new phone and my thought processes, I was like, oh, the Pro, not the Pro. The Plus might be cool because it's the size of the Pro, but it's cheaper and it still has a dynamic island, all that stuff. But yeah, I can't do 60 hertz. My brain will break. I'm not that person.
See, I haven't had top tier phone for a while because I have the Fold or the Flip. I mean, so I haven't had top tier display in a while.
Yeah. So not having that's like for me that's minimum, like 60, 120 hertz. Or at least the ability to go higher than 60 is minimum. That's you gotta have that. Period. And then with the Pros,
I can't jump into your ecosystem again at that that rate.
Right. I would have to get a Pro to do that, and we'll get there right now. So the Pros, you walk into Best Buy, you walk into Target, you walk into the Apple Store. What convinces you to get an iPhone?
Me personally?
No, just like the general person.
Because it's the new one?
No. It's about how it feels and the quality of it. And it's like, what is Apple always known for? At least they build quality products.
Yeah.
Like, nothing from Apple that you get is going to break and fall apart. That's why, for years, the biggest Android meme was the battery falling out. Even though that's a feature and not a hindrance, being able to take your battery out and stuff like that. They should have had more that just lock into place, and you have to unlock it and then take whatever. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about Android's failings from 2014. It's not relevant to this conversation.
That's almost 10 years ago.
Right? It's not relevant to this conversation. They fucked up the titanium on it. So, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, titanium, it's the most durable iPhone, blah, blah, blah. That's what they've been saying. It's the most durable iPhone. Well, people are like, iPhone's been durable. That just maybe the camera. Yeah. They've been durable, right? So how much more durable are we really talking at this point?
Like, what's the percentage? What are we looking at?
People have been doing drop tests on them, and they're getting destroyed. Like, destroyed.
So I've seen the commercials that they have titanium. Which part of the phone is the entire casing?
We'll get there, right?
Oh man.
So, Zach. Jerry rig everything.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can have him on the podcast one day. That'd be great. Zoom in, right? He did his test on the iPhone. It was the first iPhone to ever fail. Oh,
he popped the glass on the back.
And it killed the phone at that point.
Oh wait, that killed the phone? It wasn't just...
No, because it wasn't just like the glass cracked. Like, it indented.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And then, like I said, just with chips and everything, people were posting pictures about how the titanium looked after the Apple events, and it was just like, that's not that's not looking good. It looks real weird, worn, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he did his teardown, and they did a titanium rail. It's
That's
not
the big
reinforced titanium. It's a rail.
like around on the inside or on the outside, like the border of it.
Both.
So are we not going to have the same problems we had? It's not infused with the antenna like the 4 or 5, right?
Mm-mm.
Where like when it is or it isn't.
No, it's not.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying like.
But it's just a strip around it. It's
just
not the
strip.
back.
It's not all the way through.
It's not the casing.
Whereas the aluminum was the whole casing and everything. This is just some titanium around it.
So they can fucking give you commercials of the titanium coming from space.
Yeah, but it destroys the phone, and it's weaker than the aluminum. Like, this YouTuber did a drop test, and the whole back broke. Not shattered, like he took the camera housing off at one point, and was left with the camera on it. Like, this is...
So we're hitting we're hitting the threshold of like, you know, like there's certain technologies or certain products that like hit this like mountain. It's like we keep going up, we're getting better, we're getting better. Now we just hit that fall off from now we're just producing cheaper products so we can get them out faster, and we're gonna charge more because they're not getting any cheaper.
No, they're not. They got more expensive.
And now we're giving you a worse product. Man, Apple people need to not buy this phone.
And that's what people are talking about with Apple is like, this is totally not Apple. Cutting corners with like the quality of their product and having a weaker, inferior product is like not what they do.
Yeah, this is a giant red flag.
Their hardware is normally top notch. You can say whatever you want about like how much you like it, but their hardware is normally what they're known for.
Oh man, so, that's scary. I hope you guys don't all buy it, but I already know. I know all the YouTubers are bought it no matter what. They have to.
Yeah, and so I feel like this could be. We're gonna title this "The Downfall of Apple." But
it could just be. It could be a Wii U.
Yeah, it could be a Wii U. But iPhone gates have always been interesting, and that's the other part about it is that it's not anything we haven't seen before. Like when they switched from the iPhone 5 to the 6 and everything got super thin and everything like that, that phone was
that was
bending.
The pocket bend.
Yeah, that was Bendgate. And what they do the year after, they made it more reinforced and everything like that. So it's not like we haven't seen this before from Apple. It's just like with social media and everything, this is not the time for you to do that.
It's just the news can travel a lot quicker nowadays. Well, I mean, the only way for them to learn from the lesson is if people buy it, you know, get them to fix it.
Yeah, and that's
because you got a faulty product.
It's more cheap to repair now.
Oh, you want the right to repair? Okay, come repair this piece of crap. Oh my God. So okay, next we got to keep moving because this is just making me sad.
We're gonna bring the vibes down and then bring them back up for the last topic.
Okay.
The Tab S8 Ultra is dead. Dead.
Yeah, I felt bad when
and it didn't hit me. Last night I was just kind of numb.
Yeah, you were.
It didn't hit me until today.
I didn't even want to talk to you about it. I didn't want to ask them more questions.
It's dead. And when I got the screen cracked, because there was a little crack before, I went to the place at the mall because I work at the mall, and they was like, "It's gonna be $700 to fix it, just because it's a really rare part." And it's already like an expensive product, blah, blah, blah. And so the dude that runs the shop, we're cool, you know. He's like, the part is $600. Like, even if I hooked you up as my friend and didn't charge you labor,
so it's $600. Okay, what is the part?
Just the screen. At that point, it was just a cracked screen. And I was
at that part, not now.
Not now. At that point, it was just a
to get the screen repaired.
Yeah, the screen replacement was $600. He was like, "That's how much it's coming from the distribution center. $600. That's minimum, right?" And so I was thugging it out like that for a while because you can't tell when it's on.
Mm-hmm.
Still using it every day. And then now 2 nights ago, I was listening to the Waveform podcast to fall asleep because that's what I do. They all have really nice soothing voices. Right? Anyway,
They have great mics. Did you just watch that last episode where they got the new mics?
Yeah, and I was testing it.
Yeah.
And I was falling asleep and I was like, I like the way the second one sounds as I was dozing off to sleep. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I specifically remember I woke, because it was on the nightstand.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up and it was on the ground. And I got up and, like, you know, you're looking down. And I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't have that on the ground. And I picked it up and I put it on my bed. Right? But it had died because, you know, it was on all night.
Yeah.
Right? So then, or maybe it just wasn't on. I didn't turn the screen on. I got up and went to work. Then I came back, got home, you know, turned on the PlayStation. Was going to listen to some YouTube and turn the screen on. And it's just an array of colors.
Do you think you hit it or it fell when...
It probably just fell. It probably fell and hit, like, it could have even hit the corner of the bed, or it could have hit anything.
Like your bed frame or something?
Yeah, it could have been something small. And it was already cracked, so it could have just been something small.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it literally could have hit my chargers plugged in on the ground, kind of like this one.
Mm-hmm.
It could have hit that, and that could have done it. Like, it could have been any number of things.
What I heard, somebody goes, he said something like his tablet broke. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I have a Fire tablet. Like, that's a tablet.
No.
This is like a computer. Like,
No,
this is
yes.
like, this is, I was like, what do you mean
And
it's broken? What do you mean?
I'm in a really messed up situation because it's not even paid off yet.
Oh.
Like,
I mean, have you, how long have you had it?
less than about to be 6 months.
And you bought it from Best Buy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you should check. You probably have a manufacturer warranty at minimum. You're still probably going to have to pay a deductible.
Yeah.
But you better get the ball rolling on that.
That would be better
than nothing.
Else. Yeah.
Because so now you don't know what else is wrong with it. So the LCD's broken underneath it.
The LCD's broken.
So what if you could get the same model,
Mm-hmm.
buy one on eBay that's bricked, but the screen works, but it's bricked,
Mm-hmm.
and they could just take that screen off and put it on yours. I was thinking about it when I was at work today.
I mean,
like, what's a bricked tablet cost?
the only thing with that is it'd be a risk.
Yeah.
Because you'd be trusting the person that if it's bricked so it doesn't turn on, you trust that the screen's not what bricked it.
Mm-hmm.
It'd have to be like a software.
Yeah,
brick
software
where the
brick.
screen's still on. I mean, that could be an option, but then you'd still pay someone.
It's still a
do
risk.
Right.
It's not that it's not a risk, but if the part's $600,
Yeah.
and you get that, now it's not just it's your LCD behind the glass plus whatever the tempered glass is,
Yeah.
that whole unit part. I was thinking about that at work today when I was like, there has to be a way. I'm like, because if you were gonna throw that shit in the trash, I was like, don't throw it. Just don't do something dramatic.
It's still just chilling there. I turned it off. The S Pen part still works, so I was able to turn it off.
Did you try to hook it up to a monitor?
I mean, that'll work. I just, why?
No, it was just to verify that like the software is working.
Oh no, the software works. Like I said, I used it. There was a point or yesterday where I was able to get the screen to work a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like one part. It's like this corner. It's actually like the same size as this. This corner is like the messed up one, and everything here is messed up, but like it's still light everywhere else, just as dim.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to do it. It was on YouTube, and I was like, turn that off. That's depressing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then the touchscreen wouldn't work because it was sensing touch over here because of the LCD.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, there's an S Pen on it, so I used the S Pen and was able to power it off that way. So the screen works. It's just the LCD's like bleeding.
Okay, because that as a tech person, I'm like running through like, okay, is the device actually working? Is it worth? That's what I was thinking about. If you could find a bricked one, which I'm sure someone had. Like, I don't know how you would brick them anymore. Like it used to. Like I bricked Android tablet trying to change the firmware on it.
I might even just buy a new one on there, because, like I said, I was trying to sell mine, and nobody was offering more than like 400.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure they're around that price. In which it's like, yeah, that sucks to pay that, but it's like, eh.
Well, if you give up on it, I'll call the manufacturer. I'll see how much the warranty is.
I'll look at it.
I'm like, go through the
And I
depressing
was gonna
stuff.
go ahead and do like the Samsung repair or the Best Buy one,
Mm-hmm.
but like there was no. I just want to know, why is it so? It's 2023. Why is it so hard for you to just tell me how much the shit cost?
Oh yeah, they don't want to
Just
say
tell
no
me how much it
prices.
costs.
They don't want to give you a price.
Because I don't want to
nothing.
Because then you're gonna be. I'm gonna go in and do all that. You're gonna be like, it's $900. No, I'm not paying that. So if you just tell me up front, like that's what the one thing that is genuinely good about Apple, is like their repair costs are right up front. If you need the screen replaced, it's $279. If you need this replaced, it's $479. Blah blah blah. Whatever. That's all. That's the information I need. I just need to know how much it's gonna be to fix it. Right. I don't need to know all the other stuff and make an appointment and take it in. How much is it gonna cost?
I've done the whole thing and it's just frustrating.
Yeah, just how much is it gonna cost? Just let me. Just tell me the price.
Do you have any
Take my card.
Yeah.
Like,
do you have anything
why
on
are we
it
doing
that
this?
do you have anything on it that's like you needed that you can't access? Oh, okay, that's good. At least that.
Not that I remember.
At least you don't have anything like that on it because it was connected with your Android stuff, so it's all
Yeah,
just
it's all on there. Every
web
time
stuff.
I download an app on one of my phones, it just says, "Would you like to download on these other phones?" And no, I don't. No, thank you. But I appreciate you asking.
Well, hopefully, this is just the beginning of the journey, and you hit of bringing it back to life.
And the other thing is like, I think everyone is like, "Oh, I want a dedicated laptop," but I kind of don't. Like, I don't use a dedicated laptop, and not for
This thing I barely use, and I can't even do. Actually, I had a really bad fail yesterday trying to use it for video editing, and it just wasn't happening. I spent 3 hours on a video, the Crumble podcast, which is only like a 22-minute podcast. 3 hours and everything crashed and it stopped working, and I did it on my phone in 40 minutes.
You should. I think that's a user error.
No, there was the program. I was using Premiere Pro, and it was like freezing on me. And
okay, I was like, because that laptop is like a gaming laptop. That should be able to handle rendering a 1080p video.
But it uses different processes, and plus the app kind of sucks. Anyways, Premiere Pro just kind of sucks.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyways,
where was I going? Oh yeah, and that's the other part, the conundrum I was having with it, because it was like, if it's like $500 to replace it, for what I use it for, that's the best product on the market. Because it's just media consumption at the end of the day. That's all that I'm doing.
That's fucking overkill for media consumption.
Yeah. But it's like, but I already did it. Like, I spent the money on it. So it's just like, why should just pay to get it fixed rather than have to get a whole new product or something like that? Because it's not going to be as good as what the use that I get out of it is. So I had that thought as well. So all in all, I'm just sad. I had to go to Five Below and buy a damn phone stand to be able to watch YouTube and stuff. So it's a damn phone stand, and I bought the most obnoxious one possible as a reminder of what happened. So it's depressing hours.
It's sad. I was sad for you when I heard about it, for sure. I was like, because I like those, but I haven't justified that purchase because tablets don't really fit in what I'm doing at all. So
I get that. It's just, for me, it worked out, and when I was
it's
in
a
school,
luxury purchase for sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's not, but this is a sad boy hours, and I didn't buy the warranty because I'm a responsible adult. I haven't even cracked a screen on my phone. I haven't cracked a screen on a phone I've had since the Note 5. Like, my Note 9 didn't have cracks. My S20 doesn't have cracks.
Oh yeah.
None of my iPhones had cracks. None of my Android Galaxies have cracks. So
that's like 6 phones.
Yeah,
though.
I had 2 iPads. None of them had cracks. Like, I genuinely take care of my stuff, and so it's just like, why, man? What is the reason?
So you could become an advocate for a right to repair.
Right. Is this the journey? God,
So
did we have to take it here?
Let's end on a better note than shitty consumer situations and broken devices.
I am not exaggerating.
Wait, let's preamble this with this with your device announcement. So, like a month ago,
Okay.
I was.
I'll let you lead the preamble.
Okay, I was thinking. I think about nonsense stuff all the time, and I was thinking about Tre's obsession with buying new phones all the time, and the situations he ends up in because he's always trying to upgrade every 6 months to the newest best phone, and then he gets rid of it. And then I told him, I said down, I go, look, I think you just need variety. You just want to like get up in the morning and just have like a few phones there. You have your iPhone, you have like whatever weird phone, you have your nice Samsung, and you just want to like today is I feel like I'm gonna be on an iPhone, and I'm gonna get my Apple Watch and my AirPods, and I'm gonna just and so I was like, I think that's what you want. But what you keep doing is buying the most expensive phones on the market and then spending more money to upgrade and then buy them the next expensive one. So my suggestion was, I think you should just go down to like some mid-level phones because it seems like you want to collect phones, but you don't have it. You don't have the money for that.
Yeah, spending $1,200, no.
So
spending $600.
yeah, I'm like, you need if you drop the quality a little bit, maybe you can find some hidden gems and then build a collection that you can kind of rotate things out a little bit easier.
And with that is also why I was so upset about the iPhone Plus, because that was what I was gonna say. I was like, oh, I'll just buy the one from last year. That'll be my iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
It can't because it's not 60 hertz, and I'm not doing it.
Why don't you just buy last year's Pro?
Well, like I said, the plan, that was my idea.
Oh, that was your idea just as you were kind of waiting for the next ones to come out.
Because it was like, oh, it got Dynamic Island on it. It has everything, all the new USB-C. Because I don't want one with Lightning now that USB-C is an option.
Oh, that's true. Because
I can have one charger.
Yeah,
like,
that'll be more frustrating.
Right. And so I had that it was 60 hertz. I'm not buying it. Like, I'm not doing it. And I say that like all my charging isn't wireless. Like, freaking idiot. Whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Well, what I have to say is that I'm not dragging it or gassing it when I say to y'all that this product I'm about to show you has completely changed my thought process on tech in general and on how we perceive numbers and like specs and stuff like that. And the product that I have for you is this one right here. They can see that. I'll put it in the middle so y'all can see. Oh wait, you can't. So what is that? It's just a normal,
what is it? Is that which iPhone is that?
iPhone 10. Hold on, it's been a while. Hold on. It's not set up like the one I'm using every day. No, it is the nothing phone. The nothing.
He made the leap to nothing.
Yes, the leap to nothing. Exactly. Right. And so this phone, and I'll let you hold it because that would be your representative of what the nothing is in the software and stuff like that.
What's your pin?
Let me see.
He's like, oh, I gotta remember. I won't read your messages.
I don't know if there's anything on there. Anyway, that phone right there changed. No, you have to hold it to get the glyph on there. Yeah, there we go. See, now you get it. That phone changed how I thought about everything.
That is pretty cool.
Because I was always a power user. Was always like, oh, I gotta buy the Note and this and that and stuff like that. But that phone specifically, the one, really intrigued me last year for some reason. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember telling you when it was like announced and stuff like that. Like, that looks interesting.
Yeah, you were
I don't
like,
know what's going on.
For a sec, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I blew it all. I was like, what are you talking? You're not gonna buy no mid-range phone. Yeah. Like, you're not. That's not even what you're on.
I was like, I don't know what it is, but I like it. You just have to swipe down. I think you're on the settings. I think.
Yeah. I'll leave it there.
Right. So he has this idea, and I got a new job recently, and that job takes a lot of like phone stuff, and I was taking a lot of that home with me, and I was dreaming about work.
Ooh, right? Been there.
And so I was like, oh, I need to separate this somehow. So I bought a work phone for like $100, and I put a Mint Mobile plan on it that was like $45 for 5 gigs, and I wasn't going over that, right? So I had this number anyway. So I had an extra line, basically, anyway, right? And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to get the new iPhone in 4 weeks, right? So I'm gonna get this nothing phone, so that way that's part of my rotation at that point. Once I'm ready to switch to something, because I have the money now, right? By the time I want to switch up, might not be in that situation. Right? So
at least he's honest.
so got that phone, right? And I had it for 4 days, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not buying the new iPhone. I like this a lot. Like, it was just the integration of the software, and you can mess around with it and stuff like that. Like, what you say about the iPhone, where it's like, it's smooth and it's optimized and everything like that. It's kind of the same stuff here, where it's just like, in that protocol and in that system, everything works smoothly and everything runs the way it's supposed to be. And there are some things I didn't like about it, but there are some, like the software part about it, I loved it, right? And I loved everything about it. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to get the new iPhone. However, this phone, this is a $400 mid-range phone, right? And I was like, there's too many things on this one that I wouldn't be able to use every day. So, like, example, or like, so with that being said, I went on eBay again and I looked at the Nothing Phone 2.
I like the folders.
What'd you click on?
I like how that.
Oh, yeah.
I just like the look of it. You won't be able to see it because of how these cameras are, but
like,
yeah, you can't see it.
So I went on eBay and I purchased a Nothing Phone 2, and I felt stupid, but I can't feel too bad about it, because if this phone was at the price that I got this phone at, when I bought that one, I would have bought this one, but it wasn't. That 2-week difference really changed the market.
The market was it was volatile,
right? So I got this one. I paid $320 for that one, and then I got this one for $520. And so for people who don't know, that phone started at $400, but was $600 if you wanted to get it in the States. And this one, this is the 256 gig, started at $800. So I didn't pay full price for it. I got it at a discount. But this is the phone too, right? And so off the rip, there's some good stuff on it, right? Like more lights, and they're brighter on this one.
Dang, it's hella bright. You can't even see it. It is. It's the
right.
It's because the webcam sucks. It can't autofocus like that. It just looked like the whole back was white.
And so just holding these two, I'll give them to you because I know there's a difference.
Oh yeah, there's hell of a difference.
They took time with this one. Like, it feels better in the hand.
Yeah, they curved it a little bit.
It's taller. The screen is taller.
They did the iPhone metal rail.
Yeah, the screen is taller on it.
Well, they both have a metal rail, but they just went. They did a different. Wow, that does feel different.
Yeah, like off the rip, you're like, oh, okay. Like, the way I explain it is the phone 1 is like, we're gonna put this phone out. It's gonna be largely based on our software. We're gonna see what happens. The phone 2 is like, people like that. We're gonna put an actual product out that we expect to do well. And that's how I felt about that phone. Right.
I mean, this feels pretty nice. I've done some mid-range phones, and I've never felt a mid-range phone that like actually feels decent.
What I'm gonna say is, you can't tell that's a mid-range phone. Like, even using it in the software, like there's only 4 things that I don't like about it. Let me see. The 4 things that I don't like about this phone.
Feels a lot better than this one.
Is the camera. Camera's mid. I'm okay with that. Because 96% of the time when I go to use my camera, I have a camera in my car. Like, I have a mirrorless camera. So if I want to take a picture that bad, I have a camera to do that on. Number 2, the fingerprint scanner. It's optical and not whatever the Samsung uses. So it's worse. Right?
Slower or less accurate?
It's just less secure.
Oh, okay.
And so it's probably faster. But certain stuff like having a privacy screen protector, you can't do it on this one because...
because they're trying to look up.
Looking at it and you're blocking it, right? And so stuff like that. And then like certain apps won't let you lock it with that. Or
because it's
not
actually...
as secure.
Oh.
Right.
That sucks because I use that a lot.
Yeah, and most of the stuff is good. Like banking and stuff like that is good. But for some reason, like, some of the apps that I use to log in for work stuff doesn't let me. I have to put in a PIN every time. It's just like, why?
Yeah, that even when you start connecting to like servers for like work, Like I know somebody who they have to rotate like an actual like word, like a 10 character password, and they have to get new ones like every 6 months or whenever they deem that there's been a security risk. And so once you get into that, it's just really shitty because like it'll force you to do it to open your phone, even if like if she gets an email that's like a work email, to open her phone she has to put in the whole password. It won't work for her finger or with the whatever shape or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's annoying.
No, thank you. I didn't like that. I don't like the phone call screen. Like, I don't know why, but I don't like it.
Like when you receive a call or you're
both. Like,
don't call my phone.
Call my phone.
Okay. Don't call my phone.
I know. Oh, you can't.
Because mine's on. Cause you're...
I see what you said. Well, I just don't like the call screen. I think it looks bad. And then, obviously, compared to an iPhone, group chats are still a mess. They need to figure that out. RCS and iMessage. Y'all need to come to some kind of agreement. It's not going to happen.
Stop messing with our emotions.
Right. Y'all need to come to some kind of agreement on just make everything like Messenger on Facebook, where it's like everybody's the same thing.
Yeah.
There's no difference because at this point, each side is just basically giving the middle finger to the other side. Interacting with it, it's the same thing on both.
Yeah, I don't see a difference anymore. I think it's just iPhone people I thought that are getting the problems now.
No, because it's the same thing now. Okay, so like I said, I went from iPhone to Android in the same group chat. When an Android person laughs at a message, it'll say, "This person laughed at a message" on iMessage.
Yeah.
And then now, when it's the same thing, it'll say, "Oh, this iPhone user laughed at a message."
Oh,
it does the same thing in reverse.
On my group chats, it doesn't. I don't get any messages anymore. I just see because my friend Brandon, he has iPhone and he'll react to things, and I just see his reaction.
I think it works sometimes.
Well, I use Google Messenger. I don't know if you use Google Messenger or not.
I don't. I just use the RCS.
Oh yeah, that's probably it. Because Google Message, they keep changing it. They're tweaking that one. Because it's the one that they care about right now until they make a new one. And that one is like tailored, and it's automatically in the new mode. You can't choose to not do it.
Yeah, I might try that then. But that's it. So when I say it changed my whole perspective, it's like, oh yeah, the only thing about this one that made me change, because I know you guys are probably curious, because you guys care about tech the way we do. So the screen is only 700 nits. So grab that, and let me see. Let me just clear the things on both, so it's clear. This is the home screen on both, right? That's your full brightness on there. And that's your full brightness on there.
Well, it's hard to tell.
Let me.
It's hard to tell because that one has a white background.
Let me put somewhere you can tell then, because let's see. So Twitter, right? Sorry, X.
Boomer.
So these are the same picture of Colin Kaepernick. So there's one on there.
Why do you just have a picture of Colin Kaepernick?
Because that's the first picture that popped up.
This is the max brightness on this?
Actually, it's not.
I'm like, you're lying. That's impossible. I'm like, you playing one of these games? You playing one of these games with me?
There it is.
Oh, yeah. This one's clear, too.
No, like, it's a good screen still. But it's just not as bright.
Yeah.
And the speaker is really bad on that one. And it's only 60 hertz. So, and I couldn't really tell when I was using it. But going to 120, you can tell.
Yeah. This one's 120?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell.
Right. So there's just like little things, and I could have overlooked it, but I was like, if I'm gonna keep this phone long term, I don't want to overlook it. Those are things that I want, but I feel like now it changed the thought process to where it's like you don't need an Ultra or something like that. Like it's about how well the software is optimized. Next, the other thing I realized, and you commented on it the other day because I said it like casually in conversation, I just didn't like Samsung's OS.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a fan of it. And I was always that person that kind of boo-hooed stock Android. But having stock Android but like with a launcher on it, basically. Or like the Nothing OS is basically just a launcher. Like there's nothing really groundbreaking that they do on their end. It's just a launcher, and change the way it looks is a really enjoyable experience. So, sorry for all the times that I boo-hooed stock Android. Yeah, it's nice. I was gonna say TouchWiz. That I was gonna age myself a little bit.
Jeez. So wait, okay. So now that you feel like this, and I brought this up to you before, and you just like shitted on it hard. Why don't you try one of the Pixel phones?
Because I don't think that it's useful now.
What? Which part?
Because now this already runs basically stock Android.
Oh, okay. Because you don't need another Android phone.
Yeah.
Or another. I don't know. You've never had your hands on the software side of how they do pictures.
I understand that. Yeah, for sure. And that would be like the only thing that I could do that, or I would justify that as, and I could get like the 7 or the 7A because it's all the same processing.
Yeah, it's all the same thing.
With it. But in my arsenal now, I have this phone, and I want an iPhone. Not really, but I kind of do. But I kind of really don't care. But I do want this phone. I want some weird phones. Like
it's time to get weird.
We talked about like in memeing, but like the LG Wing. I can get an LG Wing for $150 right now, and if this dude sends me an offer on eBay for less than that, I might buy it.
You should get some weird Motorola phone. You should get the Motorola Flip.
I want the Motorola Flip. Once they probably wait a few months for this good one to go on sale, because the one before that really weren't that great. Mm-hmm. But once this good one goes for lower than $900, I might get that. And have you heard about this $600 flip phone?
Mm-mm. Who's making that?
A new brand.
Oh,
or
that's scary.
Brand. All the YouTubers have it, and it looks pretty good from what I've heard. I've only watched 2 videos on it, but everyone is like, solid first product.
I'm scared of first products.
So it's $1,000 for the flip, right? This one starts at $599. So it's the first
affordable
thing in this one that's at an affordable cost. So that's why they're like,
where's the cuts? But, well, I mean, you only watched the 2 videos, but where are the cuts?
I don't remember.
They must have some cheap hinge on it or something.
They don't. They have a great hinge. It actually hides the crease. You can't see the crease at all.
Do you think
it's not there?
You think they used a different kind of material for the screen then?
Yeah, they could have. They could have just said, we're not going to deal with glass at all. We're just going to have to be plastic. And hey,
who knows? I don't know if that's a bad call or not. Right? I don't know.
But yeah, I want to get some weird phones to switch to. And at that point, it's cool because now like I can keep my watch until the Nothing one comes out, and then if it's good, I'll switch. But if it's not good, I don't care.
I wouldn't bet on the first one.
Yeah, but at the same time, if it reads me my notifications from my wrist, it's cool. That's one thing I will say is that the Apple Watch is legitimately better than the Samsung Watch. It just is able to do more, like talking to it, like, hey, activated name, do this, and it's able to do that. Or it's able to push that stuff to your phone. And it's like, do this. Whereas on there, if it's like you open up a text message wrong on the Samsung Watch, it'll be like, it's showing on phone. That's not what I wanted. If I could be on my phone right now, don't you think I'd be on my phone right now?
Yeah. And then like the sending a text message with your watch is kind of a nightmare. Yeah, it's like delayed. And even if you use like the voice, it's like rough. It's not as good. Whereas, the Apple Watch is actually legitimately good at that kind of stuff. The Apple Watch. The problem is the Apple Watch has always been good. There's nothing wrong with the Apple Watch. From Jump Street, it was like the best because it really came out early, right? The first one. I don't think they may have been doing like the Samsung Gears. Is that what the old ones were called?
Yeah, I don't remember honestly. I was not paying attention at that point.
You didn't have no money, so you weren't buying one.
And I didn't care. This is a new thing for me.
Wearables.
Like tech in general is like a 2016 thing for me. That's when I was like, interest.
Before then, it was just basketball.
No, legit. Like I remember it was because it was the first decision I made. It was like I had bad grades. And I don't know if that justifies it, but my dad didn't buy me a new phone when he bought everyone else a new phone on the line, right? And so I had 6-month difference in between when they got their upgrades and when I got mine, and it was we all had upgrade, and they just got the new iPhone, the 6S Plus at the time. I was like, well, I'm just gonna get a new iPhone, the 6S Plus, and then I was like, but am I? Is that the best option? And so I started doing research, and that's when it led to what happened, and going to Best Buy every other day during that summer, and I decided on the Note 5, which was a bad decision.
You didn't know.
It was a good decision, but now I make fun of those people. But okay, big brain. It was big brain if you think about it. Okay, so we're gonna do. This is the last thing we're gonna do. Okay. It's like 5 minutes, if that. It's like a minute and a half. Anyway, it's kind of big brain, but I make fun of these people because I bought the Note 5 2 months before the Note 7 came out.
Ah, damn.
But it's the Note 7.
That's the explosion, man.
That one exploded. It was a very popular explosion device, right? It exploded onto the market, right? It did explosive day one numbers, right? So kind of big brain.
So kind of big brain.
I saw it coming.
You saw explosions in the future.
I did. The reason why it's kind of a bad decision is because the S7 Edge Plus. Remember when they used to do that?
Oh man, Edges, yeah.
The Edge.
That was the future.
Before they just did everything on one. I kind of wish they wouldn't straddle it now. Now it's like our screens are mostly flat until the edge, and then there's like a little edge. I wish it was like there's the edge like it used to be. Like
I don't like edge. I don't like that. There's like 4 different ways to open apps. Like, you know what I mean? Like you know sometimes you accidentally pull the sidebar. Just get that sidebar out of here. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Do I really need another option? Half the time, you know what I do? I go to search and I search my app because
that's kind of crazy.
Because sometimes I forget. Well, like
that's a nice thing about this phone. Look at this. You'll like this, right? So there's my home screen, and they allow you to have widgets for everything you do normally, right? So like, Do Not Disturb is off now.
Oh, that's nice.
But then you can resize your apps. So the apps I use the most are the big ones.
Whoa.
And then the little apps I download are the small
ones. Look how egregious this is. Look, you can change the app sizes. It looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like your grandma's phone.
Oh yeah, I definitely understand that. But it's just like if you put all your apps on this way, because you could fit more. I could take this folder out, and then all of this space could be little apps like these right here. But it's just like
that's interesting.
These are like the apps I use the most, and then it takes you right to it, right?
Your Vizio controller, you lose your controller a lot.
I don't even know where it's at. I just use the app. Why am I gonna figure out where a remote is at when I could just do it from my phone? But that's not the point. The S7 Edge Plus was the phone that was just came out like that April or something like that when I was doing the decision in June. And I remember going to the Verizon store, and that phone was the first screen that was like, wow. Like that moment of like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, God.
It's the future.
Damn. What the hell? And I remember it was just super smooth. And I vividly remember Clash Royale, the multiplayer one. And they had it on the demo version. And watching that go, and I was just like, this is incredible. This screen really looks incredible. But then I didn't even get that one. I got the Note 5.
You know, I think it wasn't that the time where the screens were almost good enough and they were starting to do all that VR stuff?
Yeah.
It wasn't very good, but it was decent.
Yeah, it was okay.
Some people, that's their only experience with VR, and I'm like, at least get a PlayStation VR from the PS4. You'll have a better time.
Yeah. Okay. That was my first experience, and then it was the Note 9, and then it was. I didn't really do a lot of research after that. Yeah. Until I switched to iPhone.
And then you went to every 6 months.
The phone that we have right here, the S20 Plus, that was just like, my Note 9 is leaking plasma. I need a new phone. Go to store.
Yeah, because I had the 9 too, man. That one's rough. Yeah. When you go back to it, because I had to go back to it because my phone broke, and it was the only thing I had, so I just put my SIM in it. Oh, man, it's so boxy. It's such a weird shape, and like the resolution's weird on it, and yeah, it's a rough one to go back to.
Oh, never mind. Oh. I thought it said something crazy on your PS5.
Oh, no.
Anyway, yeah, see you guys later.
So, if you're still here, an hour in, we appreciate it. Keep supporting our shorts. Keep subscribing and doing all that fun stuff. leaving comments. I comment back to people who are nice and actually have things to say.
And I comment back to the mean ones. And I will match your energy. So
but we appreciate you watching another podcast, and we will see you guys next time.
Remember, he's coming.
Robots in disguise. Murderers in disguise.
Facts.
Oh, one comment. This is for the one person who stayed. So somebody was like, I thought I was the only one that wanted to see a Decepticon-led Transformers movie.
Yes.
And there was another person. There was already a Optimus hunting Decepticons movie. It was The Last Stand when he was evil, and I was like, no. I said I want regular Murder Prime.
Minute clip. That was a.
But the guy that agreed, I was like, I gotta tell him about that because that dude felt alone in the world, and then that short came across him, and he's all like, at least these two dudes,
right? Yeah. Give me a Avengers Infinity War version with like Megatron as the lead, like Thanos, where we follow everything he's working on.
That'd be fun.
It's just like Prime just comes in to stop him. Yes, run it. Hey, come back for those because I like how you kill your villains.
We need explosions, man. All right, bye. That was the last little bit.